She's back. Yes, our friend Candace Owens is back. But this time, she has a couple of things she wanted to say about Cardi B while she was away. Let's hear her.
You guys want to know what makes my teeth itch? Cardi B makes my teeth itch. Yeah. Well, obviously, I guess people thought that it was just hunting season when I didn't have a platform. Everybody's talking about Candace Owens. Candace Owens fired. She doesn't have a platform. Now we can say whatever we want about her. All of these headlines, all of these articles, and people were coming for me and I couldn't hit back. Well, now I'm clapping back at Cardi B. So I'll give you the background of the story. I tweeted regarding pornography this. I said, ban pornography. It's a psychological weapon intended to weaken our men. And I followed that up. As you see, it got 9.3 million impressions. People were outraged. What am I going to do without my pornography? And I wrote this thereafter. I said, pornography was created as a tool of enslavement, not freedom. It was created by the most depraved among our human race to psychologically introduce homosexuality, pedophilia, and incest, religious sacraments to Satanists, ban it, and stigmatize every person who defends or profits from it. Now, I know this is considered controversial for all of you that have ingrained in your mind somehow that somehow this is freedom of expression, that people should be allowed to present porn and to produce porn as a means of expression, that it's somehow a First Amendment right. That is utterly ridiculous. And in later shows, I'm going to take you guys through tracing the history of pornography and the individuals that made that argument in court and somehow won it. They should have never won that argument. It's pointedly ridiculous. Yes, it is a fact that pornography was introduced as a psychological weapon. Many studies have been done on how men will react to pornography, how women will react to pornography. And quite frankly, one of the greatest arbiters of pornography was a man who came right out and said that he introduced pornography as a way to subjugate Christianity. So they knew this was a weapon. They knew that this was going to tear apart families. They knew that this was going to make it difficult for people to grow deeper into their faiths. They introduced it as a weapon against Christianity. Plainly, this man says this on his Wikipedia page. Again, we're going to talk about that in a later episode because that deserves an entire episode about how they created these tools as weapons against our faith and against our culture. But of course, Cardi B saw this and she is in many ways, I guess, a porn star of sorts. I think that, her body is always on display. And she tweeted this in response when that tweet was going viral. She said, "Oh my God, why y'all so against porn? Is it bad for y'all? I enjoy it, but I don't know. I guess it's like a 6-time-a-year thing. I personally don't feel no connection or addiction to it. Just a little quick 1-2. Nothing like real intimacy." And so I guess that makes her a cool girl. I guess the cool girls are the ones that say, oh, pornography is cool. I'm okay with it. I'm okay if my man watches porn. I watch little porn 6 times a year. And that makes me, I don't know, hip or something. Or it makes you the exact opposite. It makes you somebody that's being used as a tool. As I have said for a long time, she is being used as a tool to promote this to her many millions of followers. And that is why I say they pick someone like her to perform on the Grammy stage, not on the basis of talent. I'm not saying she doesn't have talent, but I am saying she doesn't have the kind of talent that warrants her to be main stage on the Grammys, at the Grammys. I think we can all agree with that. And yet they pick these sorts of women. We talked about Sexy Red. The more pornographic they are in their language, the more pornographic they are in their displays, the more pornographic that they are in how they are wearing, it seems that Hollywood sends them right to the top. We love this. We love the idea of Madonna at the age of 65 twerking. And so Cardi B is one of these individuals, and she doesn't even think further than that. She doesn't think about the addictions, especially for men who really suffer from pornography. And I'm so glad that so many men listen to this show and they, in the comments, talk about how much they struggle with pornography because they are more physiologically, psychologically, biologically wired to have a response when you are producing nudity to them. And it is a fact that Pornhub intentionally offers more and more depraved topics annually. We cover it, right? They go from, sex between a man and woman. Then they start introducing incestuous topics, but it's just dress up. It's just fun. Then they start introducing transsexuals. And then they start introducing basically just skirting on the edge of what would be deemed pedophilia. Why are they doing that? because they're psychologically trying to introduce you to these topics so that you start to believe that this is okay. So yes, pornography is a weapon. I stand by that assessment. And it's a shame that someone like Cardi B can't take a look at her life and see how maybe her life has also been harmed by pornography. You know, notoriously, her husband, I'm not sure if they are divorcing. I don't know what the update is on that. I know that they had filed for divorce and then there were different scandals. She's introduced at times that they're getting back together. Who knows where they're at right now? But we do know that he has cheated on her, right? And we do know that that is something that's very hurtful. So I don't say that to make fun of her whatsoever. But I think pornography, I think being introduced to so many groupies, I think being introduced to so many girls that are dressing in the way that they are could be something that is tempting for her husband, right? And so you would think that she might consider that and say, how can I help create a society that doesn't perpetuate those sorts of things? I'm not saying that if pornography didn't exist, that men would never cheat, but I am saying that I believe that a lot more men cheat because it is being offered to them, because sex is being offered to them so readily. So that's all I'm going to say on that topic.
So society has conditioned us all to feel that pornography is not a big deal. But I'd like to share a couple of verses to you from the Bible. First is from Exodus 20:14. Actually, one of the 10 commandments. You shall not commit adultery. Now, the second verse I would like to read to you guys comes from Matthew 5:28. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. So you see how in society, if we are led by what society thinks is okay, we are actually going against what the Bible says we should do. Now, what do you guys think? I'd like to hear a little more from you guys in the comments. Also, if you like this type of Christian-based content, I encourage you to follow, share, like, and follow me on this voyage. Take care and God bless.